Peace. It's the guy King Saeem, Supreme God of Law, aka Saeem Allah, aka PGA. Um, Say peace to all the brothers out there. Peace to all the true livers out there. Peace to the very, very few herbs that are left out there. Um, I have a problem with, I have a few problems, but one, I'm going to start with, I have a problem with these brothers who are considered to be 5% and considered anyway, but are in the entertainment world and they take our flag, they take our flag, um, they benefit from it, um, but they do nothing for this nation. You quoting a couple of degrees on a rap song, you screaming you God, peace to the gods. There's no way in the world that here you have multi-platinum artists who claim to be 5%, speak our language, come amongst us, wear the universe's greatest flag, and yet we are in such disarray as far as not having a place for the parliaments now that the Harriet Tubman School has been taken away. I just thought I'd speak on that, You're more like 10%ers to me because you know the truth. You know what we need as a nation, and y'all are not doing nothing to help at all. Except for a few. Big Daddy Kane, peace to the God. He's always making his presence known. Peace to Roxanne Shante, who actually came and did the 50th anniversary with Kane. Peace to all the gods that was a part of that 50th anniversary last year, showing and proving their love for this nation. But what about these other niggas, that used our flag, used our lessons, used our language, used our mathematics to obtain such a height, but yet has not done anything for this nation. Busta Rhymes, for one. My personal favorite, Jay-Z, but when dealing with reality, what have you done? You have benefited from that flag. That mixed up, confused brother Jay Electronica, the entire Wu-Tang. What have y'all done? Your utmost respect to the greatest MC that ever lived, greatest MC ever, God Rakim. Once again, no disrespect to Ra, but we're in need, brother. Where are you brothers at, man? And I love, and Rakim is, my all-time favorite. And I know Ra has made himself, he has, let me rephrase that, Ra has come around, has, made it be known, the 50th anniversary, everything. But there's a lot of other so-called brothers who claim this and have not. And I'm not saying that you obligated, because you're not obligated to give this nation anything. Your only obligation is to yourself. But if you know your brother is in need, and you ain't dealing with equality when you're watching your brother suffer. We don't have a place for our universal parliaments no more in the wintertime. Yet we could have them at the school in the summer. But but what about the winter months? And I'm going to take it away from those brothers because by right, you don't owe anyone anything. You're not obligated to share your wealth. It would be much peace if you did deal with equality. But technically, you don't owe any else. Before I go further, let me say, rest in power my supreme brother, Freedom Allah. I don't like calling him Papa Wu or none of that nonsense because his name was Freedom Allah. Much respect to, my brother Freedom Allah. I'll never forget Freedom Allah and what he's done. But we're going to step now away from that. You have all these so-called 5%ers who were proud to be in the Don Divas magazines as the kingpins of Harlem, the kingpins are here, and you hear certain individuals who had Knowledge Yourself, AZ, Rich Porter, you hear a lot of these jokers who were running around, Harlem, and they were all 5%. A lot of them went to prison, fell, and became Muslims or Christians. But to those individuals who come under the name and you're out here dealing with that misunderstanding and destruction, do something right with some of that money. You know how you're getting it, because I was one of those brothers. I know. You know how you're getting it. You know what this nation needs and what this nation don't need. You know, if you don't trust someone to take the money to the school to have this done, then you do it yourself. You feel as though there's a building, we need to build a building for the Universal Parliaments during the winter months, and you go out and find a building yourself. But don't approach me with a fucking big chain on with a University flag hanging from it and expect for me to praise you and to jump all over you and to welcome you as a brother, because I'm not moved by that. I want to know, what have you done for this nation? And what has this nation done for you? How is having mathematics betters your life? So don't walk up to me. I'm not starstruck. My brother told me an incident where he met, he was doing security and Lord Jamal walked up like, I'm Lord Jamal, let me in. You're a God just like I'm a God, brother. You get no special treatments. What we can do is we can sit and build. But I'm not going to jeopardize my job because you want to get in free. I'm not dealing with equality. You're not dealing with equality when you know this is my job and I could be possibly terminated for letting you in early, for letting you in free because you Lord Jamal, or you magnificent Allah, or you born King, Savior, God Allah. Is that dealing with equality, asking your brother to risk his job? Knowing you got the money in your pocket? Come on, man. We got to stop this bullshit. Problem number 3. Just because you walked with the Father, don't make you more holy than me. Don't make you more righteous than me. Don't make you a better knower than me. Don't make you a better man than me. Don't make you a better God than me. In fact, if you walked with the Father and you're not doing better than me in life and taking care of our babies and our families, you should feel ashamed that you walked with the Father. I never had that option. I never had that blessing to walk with the Father. But I tell you who I did walk with. I walked with his son, Be Allah. I did walk with him. He was one of my first enlighteners. Does it make me better than anyone else? Not at all. Does it make me, put me in a seat of power where somebody has to listen to me? Not at all. Does it, me getting knowledge of self at power years old? I was born in 1972. I got knowledge of self in 77 from Be Allah, who would come get me under the advice of my old earth. Son, go with these gods and learn how to be a man. I was taught a degree a day. I was only taught supreme mathematics at that early age. I'm not going to sit here and say I was some prodigy. I mastered 120 at 5 or 6 or 10. No, because to be honest, I didn't start taking the lessons really deadly serious until the age of 10. My first Parliament, which is 1982, where we had 3 buses would leave Allah's Paradise. And the babies and the earths got on the buses first. And then whatever seats was left for the older gods. Where the gods Justice, Born King, Ralik from Medina, firstborn Ralik out of Medina, was here. Made sure the earths and the babies got on the bus first. There was many other brothers who paid for the buses too. It's just too many to name, because over the years it changed hands. We had buses that left Allah's Paradise, Orchid Lounge parking lot every last Sunday of the month for almost 20 years, 25 years. 25 years. And when those older brothers returned to the essence, or a lot of those brothers moved away, the ball was dropped. And I'm not going to put blame on anybody, because I was one of those who probably could have stepped up and made sure, there were buses, but I was living elsewhere. I wasn't in the Lost Paradise, but if I was here, I would have made sure that there were buses. I told a brother, me and the God Lord Kashim was building the other night, and I said, God, half of these brothers weren't even around when the nation was called the 5% Nation of Islam. How many of y'all had knowledge back then when we were called the 5% Nation of Islam? I've watched the parliaments go from, when I first started going, you couldn't walk from Adam Clayton Boulevard to the Harriet Tubman School without stopping at least 200 to 300 times to introduce yourself. Where that walk from that corner to the Harriet Tubman School was probably 50 yards, 60 yards, took you at least 45 minutes to an hour, because there was so many guards. Where you couldn't even see the blacktop or the sidewalk on that strip on 126, because it was just covered in guards everywhere. At least, we talking parliaments, at least 5,000 strong. Where you couldn't even walk from the auditorium to the lunchroom without stopping 100 times introducing yourself, God. Where that walk right there alone was 20 minutes. Just that short distance. Brother said to me once, yeah, well, I go to the parliaments. I've been to parliaments, Yeah, I don't get on Facebook. I don't do that. Well, he actually said this shit on Facebook, hypocrite motherfucker. Yeah, I get it worded. I get it from mouth to ear. I don't, get on Facebook. But why you on here? Allah said utilize all tools to reach the masses. Okay? And to that ignorant brother who thought he was throwing a dart, brother, you can go to parliaments from now until 2050, and you still wouldn't have been to many as I've been to. And I was going to parliaments when they meant something. Let me get that to you one more again. I was going to the parliaments when it meant something. I wasn't a once-a-year God that only showed up to the show and proves. Yeah, we had names for those gods who only came out to the show and prove. Never went to the parliaments during the rest of the year, but they only came out for the show and prove to see who was out, put on a fashion show. I wasn't one of them gods. From 1982 to the time I was incarcerated, which was 2002, I didn't miss a parliament or a show and prove. I was in the 5%er when you would be at the show and prove, and the guards would come would just pick random people and take pictures of you, and then There you are at the showing pool, but you being put in paper. Where in the back of the 5%, if you donated money to the school, they would mention your name. My name has been mentioned a few times back there. So for these Johnny come latelys, who still don't get it, who think having a name and showing a few pictures and going to a couple parliaments where there's 100 people, maybe tops. Brother, you missed the boat. No, corrections, you didn't miss the boat. I rode the Titanic, brother. You in a fucking canoe. When I went to the parliament, it was impossible for you to walk down the street. It was impossible for you to go from corner to corner in either direction without taking you at least 2 hours. Because it was just that packed. I've never been to a parliament where I could walk freely up and down the street. So, to that said individual, I'm not going to stoop to your level and get into no pissing match with you, because I'm the sun and you just a fucking match lit next to the sun. You can never be what I am, because just by you trying to judge me, you show and prove who you truly are already. So you're not getting phone calls from the father's grandson giving vital information about his passing. Brothers ain't calling you on the phone and telling you God out here in Allah's garden, brothers is waiting for you to come out here. People are not calling you saying, God, they love the way you speak. People want to do stuff with you. But I couldn't, because I was on parole and paper because of the mistakes I had made in the past. I've done more for this nation than you ever could even dream about. From my old earth. My old earth ran the first 5% halfway house in Allah's paradise. Well, one of the first. Because you had the firstborn Azami, you had Rakan, you had Kamal, you had some of the, but my house was 5% headquarters. Where if a brother didn't have an address to come home, he would call my old earth and say, Mom, I can't come home unless I got an address. And my family said, I can't come there. And she said, come on home, baby. See, it was nothing for me to get up in the morning and on my way to school, there's 6 or 7 guards laid out on the floor with quilts. 2 brothers on the couch each, sleeping back to back. It was nothing for me to go to school, and when we got our report cards, here's 20 brothers standing out by the bicycle rack waiting to see everybody's report card. And whatever subject you was failing, and they marched you to the library and made you study. Yeah, I'm from that era, brother. I think you might have think that I just came around. Nah, I've been around a long time. Just because I don't look as old as you do and you're younger than me, don't mean I ain't been around. The firstborns of Allah's paradise was taught by knowledge God, firstborn, directly from Allah, from Medina. That's where we got it from. We always said Allah's paradise, Medina connection. But I don't put any who's a better knower than this, that, and the other, even though in New Jerusalem, we're the root here in Allah's paradise. Anything outside of Allah's paradise, it came from us. We're the root here. If New Jerusalem was now wide, we would be Mecca. So, spare me when I've noticed when the further you get from the root of civilization, the more brothers start to put their own spin on this. You can't tamper with this, man. You can't taint this. This is the same individual that posted a picture of the father and said, do anybody know who this man is? This man is Clarence 13X Smith. I don't know no motherfucking Clarence 13X Smith. Because where I'm from, We call that man daddy. We call him the father. We call him the father of Allah. But most of us call him daddy. I don't know no motherfucking Clarence 13 Next Smith. So I know you ain't true or living seeing no fucking dumb shit like that. Praising Elijah over the father. You know why the father? You don't even know why the father. Talking about the father said we were supposed to all return to them. Man, if you, brother, you lucky you somewhere 4 states over, because like my brother True Love said, if you was anywhere in our vicinity, brother, we would have been took your motherfucking head smooth off your fucking shoulders. You wouldn't even be able to come outside, man. Like that other superhero with the cape we ran from amongst us. I ain't gonna dignify him by saying his name, but the superhero with the cape, who went and thought he was doing something special by going to the UN. Brother, we've been recognized by the UN. We're already recognized by the UN as being a nation. You're late. You ain't do nothing that wasn't already done. That's old. We get these Johnny-come-latelys and out of guilt. What they try to do is try to outdo everyone who's already been here. Out of guilt that it took them this long to get it. Now, I don't knock any man for when you receive knowledge yourself. You know, I don't knock any. But I do when I do tend to examine those who try to belittle and put others down as if you was here from day one. Or as if you walked with the Father. And then you have certain individuals who claim to walk with the Father. Brother, because you got knowledge yourself when the Father was alive, don't mean you walked with him. It's evident you didn't walk with him by the way you live, the way you carry yourself. By your children and grandchildren having names like Bloody Biscuit and Blue Billy Knife. It's clear that you didn't walk with the Father. See, there's a difference between walking among someone and walking with someone. There's a difference between knowing someone and hearing of someone. It's a big difference. Because everybody walks with the Father. You know, that's the everybody. Everybody has a story about the Father. But their ways and actions don't show and prove it. So I'm not moved to walk with the Father. You know who I'm moved by? There was an incident once where some guards came and got me. It was like, yeah, God, this brother been on the 1 to 10 for 3 years. God, we need to bomb his ass. Da, 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 da. I'm not a plane. I don't drop bombs. So I don't do that. And I don't belittle my brothers. You know, if anything, I'm here to make him stronger and to teach him. I'm not here to belittle him. So brother comes out the store and says, yeah, God will respond. You know, he's been on 1 to 10, 3 years, just that and the other. God, how you see that? Da, 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 da. But at the same time, they got a dollar bill full of cocaine, sniffing it, going around the cipher. Passing a pint of Hennessy around the cipher. I said, hold on, time out. So, God, you mean part and self? I said, I would say part and self amongst the true and living gods. I said, but being that I'm dealing with a bunch of savages, a bunch of snakes, time out. This brother goes to work every day. He has custody of his three daughters. His earth pass and return. He's raising these 3 babies by himself. I've been to the God house and watched him when he got off work at 7:30 in the morning, corn rolling their hair, putting 2 braids in their hair, washing them up and getting them ready for school. Then he comes home, tries to rest, but gets up at 1 o'clock and start making dinner. Go and pick them up for school at 3 o'clock. Bring them home, go through their homework with them, feed them dinner, can't even go back to sleep. Call his old earth at 10 and have her come over to the house, and then he's back out the door at 10:30 to work to 7 in the morning, and then to repeat the whole thing over and over. And you gonna sit here and tell me this ain't God? This ain't a law right here? This ain't a righteous man? When every last one of you motherfuckers on fucking child support, ducking the sheriffs, walking past your babies and your babies walking past you, not even acknowledging each other. But you saying this man isn't God because I said, peace, God. Let me give you a ride home, Lord. Bye, savages. Bye. I don't say peace to every brother because every brother is not my brother. I don't say peace. My uncle from Chicago said to me one day, he said, I noticed you do something, man. A lot of people say peace to you. You don't say peace back to them. You might say something like, hey, what's good? Or, yo, what's going on? He says, but you don't say peace back to them. And I says, because there is no peace between us. Peace is the absence of all confusion. I'm confused. You have a righteous name, but your ways and actions don't show that. Don't show and prove that. So I'm confused. So until knowledge is born, and I ain't confused no more, when you say peace, I'll say, what's good? And most of the stupid motherfuckers never even catch on. Peace in the nation, gods and earths. King Saeem, Supreme God Allah, a.k.a. Saeem Allah. Kashim Allah, peace, Lord.